Imagine waking up in the ancient Andes, where the Wari Empire isn't just a forgotten civilization, but a technological powerhouse rivaling modern nations. How? They've built a bullet train system centuries before the Industrial Revolution. Buckle up, because we're about to explore a world where llamas and high-speed rail coexist in pre-Columbian South America. First, let's consider the obvious. This ancient bullet train would revolutionize transportation across the empire. The Wari, who flourished between 600 and 1000 CE, controlled vast territories spanning much of modern-day Peru. Normally, traversing this mountainous landscape would take weeks, but with a bullet train, you could zoom from coast to highlands in mere hours. This speed would supercharge trade. Imagine fresh fish from the Pacific reaching Andean mountaintops before spoiling, or highland crops arriving at coastal markets in record time. The economic boom would be unprecedented. Wari merchants would become the envy of the ancient world, their empire a hub of commerce rivaling the Silk Road. But here's where things get really interesting. This isn't just about moving goods faster. It's about reshaping an entire civilization. Consider language. The Wari Empire encompassed diverse linguistic groups. Normally, these languages would evolve slowly, with regional dialects persisting. But with people zipping across the empire daily, we'd see rapid linguistic convergence. A new unified Wari language might emerge, spreading faster than any tongue in history before the internet age. Speaking of speed, let's talk about time. The concept of precise timekeeping wasn't a big deal in ancient Andean cultures. But run a bullet train system and suddenly, being on time becomes crucial. We might see the Wari developing advanced timekeeping methods centuries before the rest of the world. Imagine water clocks in every station, sundials on every corner. The Wari could become obsessed with punctuality, fundamentally altering their cultural perception of time. Now, here's a curveball: disease. Rapid transportation is a double-edged sword. Just as it spreads goods and ideas, it also spreads pathogens. The Wari might face pandemics centuries before the rest of the Americas. But here's the twist. Could this early exposure build immunity? When European diseases later arrive, the Wari descendants might be better prepared, potentially changing the course of colonization. Let's dig deeper into the tech. Building a bullet train in ancient times would require a quantum leap in metallurgy and engineering. The Wari would need to develop steel production, advanced mining techniques, and precision tools centuries ahead of their time. This technological revolution wouldn't stop at trains. Imagine Wari engineers applying this knowledge to other areas. Could we see primitive steam engines in the Andes? Wari clockwork mechanisms? The mind boggles at the possibilities. But every revolution has its drawbacks. Let's consider the environment. Constructing a rail network through the Andes would be a monumental task, literally moving mountains. This could disrupt local ecosystems, altering wildlife migration patterns and potentially driving some species to extinction before their time. The Wari might face environmental challenges similar to those we grapple with today, but millennia earlier. Now, here's a thought that might make historians squirm. Could this lead to earlier industrialization in the Americas? The technological leap required for a bullet train system is so vast, it might kickstart an industrial revolution. Imagine smoke-belching factories in the Andes, mass production of goods, and the rise of a Wari working class. Could we see labor movements and social upheaval in pre-Columbian South America? Let's not forget the military implications. A bullet train system would allow the Wari to rapidly deploy troops across their empire. This mobility could make them nearly invincible to neighboring powers. The Wari might expand far beyond their historical borders, potentially unifying South America under one rule centuries before the Inca. But rapid expansion brings its own problems. As Wari influence spreads, how would they maintain control? We might see the development of complex bureaucratic systems, standardized education to spread Wari culture, and perhaps even early forms of mass media to maintain imperial unity. The societal changes would be profound. Here's another twist. How would this technology affect Wari spirituality? Their traditional gods were often tied to specific mountains or natural features. But when you can traverse the entire empire in a day, does this change your relationship with the land? We might see the emergence of new deities associated with speed and technology, fundamentally altering Andean cosmology. Now let's really push our imagination. What if this technology spread beyond the Wari? Could we see a pre-Columbian Pan-American rail network? Imagine Aztec merchants riding bullet trains to trade with Andean cities, or Maya astronomers visiting Wari observatories. The exchange of ideas and cultures could lead to a scientific and artistic renaissance in the Americas, potentially rivaling or surpassing contemporaneous developments in Europe and Asia. As we wrap up this mind-bending journey, let's consider one last implication. If the Wari had this technology, how would it change their legacy? Instead of being a relatively obscure ancient culture, they might be remembered as one of history's great civilizations. Wari achievements could be taught alongside those of ancient Egypt, Greece, and China. It's a reminder of how technology can shape not just a civilization's present, but its place in history. So as we return to our reality, where the Wari remain an intriguing but lesser-known ancient culture, we're left with a final, tantalizing question. If one technological leap could so drastically alter the course of a civilization, what other what-ifs might be lurking in the shadows of history, waiting to reshape our understanding of the past and the potential of human achievement?